Good afternoon, everyone. I am out here in my backyard. This is Andrew with Defiant Tactical Accessories. I'm actually enjoying the eclipse, so maybe I shouldn't be recording out here where the lighting condition might change a lot, but whatever. I'm just out here kind of enjoying. And I wanted to go over, just do a kind of first impressions / review of this guy right here. I recorded a video earlier of a 511 Flex, I think it's called Flex HT tourniquet pouch that I purchased. I put that one on my belt rig. But when I was there at the 511 store, I went ahead and grabbed this admin pouch too. I think it's just called an admin pouch. Maybe a large admin pouch, I don't remember. The cool thing about it, well, I guess a couple things. Number one, it has the same attachment system here that I'm not quite sold on. And I got this for a couple of reasons. Let me take a moment before I get into this to talk about the reason that I wanted a pouch like this. I obviously had all of this real estate here on the front of my tap that was just not used. Now I left that empty on purpose, and the reason for that is because it makes it a lot comfortable to get flat. Or to be down on the ground and generally just to not have a bunch of crap hanging off the front of your chest, right? This stuff over here and this stuff over here ends up on my sides and under my arms, which is okay. I wear my tap kind of low. It goes, so I know that some people wear this as a chest rig. I found that when I do that, that brings these pouches up way too high and under my arm. I really don't like it that way, so I wear it a little bit lower, almost more like a belly type thing. This is a little bit better than that. And that's because this hangs lower. I have thought about changing this out and putting another canteen pouch over here, which I may still do. I can still put my med kit in there, my IFAK, and then letting it hang a little bit lower, and that might address that problem a little bit as well. But I haven't done that yet. Nevertheless, I wear it a little bit lower, but right, the problem that I've had with the IFAK is that there's the tap. There's plenty of extra space for storing other things. In other words, like my flashlight, I usually put in here, but even if I couldn't, aside from having obviously pants pockets or jacket pockets or whatever, there's these 3 pockets on the back side of the tap, and frankly, they do provide some extra storage space, right? So I can get my stuff in there. What I had previously done is I had like an energy bar and a glow stick or 2 on one side. I just kept a whistle and a cuff key in here. And then what else did I keep in there? Some radio wires and maybe an extra antenna, I think, maybe over in this one. And I've had some sort of thoughts about even, trying to slim this down a little bit, like get rid of this. And maybe if I went to a more streamlined IFAK, I could just keep it in that pocket or even in this outside pocket here. This outside pocket may be a candidate for a streamlined IFAK, but putting something like that in the back is a no-go for me. And the problem that I found with the tap, and this is, overall I genuinely like it. I think people they underestimate how much people are spoiled these days with good gear, and I know that it's not great, and I don't mean to like be a snob or talk poorly of newer generations, because I know that happens a lot, but I'm just saying, previous generations had to like literally go get their stuff sewed together to make it better, and really kit like this kind of comes out the gate already pretty good, if you ask me, with the exception of having to do something like change some straps, right? The problem with putting stuff in here in the back, anything that's not really flat, like maybe a map or an energy bar would work, is how bulky it is. Like this stuff's just bulky. When it gets bulky back here, there's no way to be comfortable. It's going to poke into your side, and it's just not. It's not good. You can't do it. You really just you can't do it. There's no way around it, and that's at least for me. And so that really limits the utility of these pouches back here, which brings you to the problem, where do I store that stuff? Or if I was in some sort of a leadership position or whatever, and I had additional things that I need, like pens and papers, and maybe, I'm stretching here because I'm not in the military, but like radio cards or, dope charts or whatever, right? Anything, my Slim Jims, whatever, right, that I want to carry. Well, I can't necessarily put them back here, and it's just because the bulk is the bulk may not really work out so well for me. So I wanted to look for a pouch that I could put up here. Now, my intent was to grab a USMC surplus. I forget what the pouch is called, but it's a large, flat, general purpose like admin pouch. I don't think they call it an admin pouch, and I don't remember the name of the pouch right now. That I think would probably fit here perfectly. But when I was at the 511 store, I saw this and decided to buy it instead. Again, cost to value, probably not worth it. I think this was again $30 or $40. The surplus pouch would have been significantly cheaper. And I'm sure there's other brands that would be a lot cheaper than this, but this is what I bought. So that's what I was trying to find, okay? And to be totally honest, after I put this on, I've started wearing it and kind of messing around with it, trying to get into it. I really like it, but I don't. So it's really convenient. All the stuff I had in those pouches back there, I've moved into this. Now, let's talk about the pouch for a second. I question the attachment method. I feel like this flex, whatever it's called, is just kind of thin. It could be thicker, a little wider, and less flexible. I also don't really like that it's only held on by 2. Like if I'm going to take up 4 MOLLE rows, it's not like I can. I mean, this is opened up, so I guess you could potentially put it somewhere and then shove something down in the middle, or you could put maybe a mag pouch right here. Right, magazine pouch. If this was maybe arranged on your side or on the side of your belt or something, you could weave in a magazine pouch right there, and this will work around it. Maybe that's part of the design intent. I don't know, but I do know that I don't like that it's only held on by 2 different things, and there's this gap in the middle. Maybe that would be useful in the future for stuffing something, but for now, I don't really like that. Materials are fine, as would be expected from someone like 511. I have a training tourniquet down here. This is not the real thing. And that'll be replaced soon. It's like I said, it's for training. As far as the inside organization, so on the back side here that hangs on hangs off of, stays vertical when you open it up, you've got 2 pouches. These are divided. It's stitched right here in the middle. So you've got these 2 little pouches about the size of a notepad. Okay, I know this is not right in the rain, but it at least it can be written on. The back is fully open. I have a charging cable for my phone. This is just big enough to hold my phone. I have a Samsung Galaxy S23 Ultra, so that'll give you an idea. It's taller, but it's just wide enough to hold it. You can see it's got these loops here, one there, these 3 here, I guess a 4th. Down here we have another loop. There's my nasty, shitty energy bar. This back here is open as well. You can see here that you have this shock cord that comes here. This isn't the only thing that you can see that it's stitched here on these elastic loops. The shock cord kind of goes parallel to it. It also crosses in the back. So here, this crosses and comes up here. Goes down, crosses and comes up here, goes down, and then same thing. And it's knotted right here, where the end's tied together. Okay. It would kind of have been nice to have one of those squeeze keepers there where you can tighten it, adjust the tightness of this thing. I'm not really sure what they intended to go in here either, so that's kind of interesting. I keep you can see a glow stick, and then there's my antenna. One thing, so as I was wearing this and I was practicing some reloads on this, I had a sort of a lesson learned. This is the sort of thing that you only learn by doing, right? This whistle was in the center pocket here, and I went to pull one of these 2 mags and swap. What was I doing? Oh, I had finished doing a reload exercise, and then I was restaging. So I was taking the mag and putting it back in, and this mag wouldn't go all the way in. It was one of these 2. I think it was this one. Wouldn't go all the way in, and I just kind of tried to shove it in there, and it just wouldn't go in. Now, one day I should probably get some plastic or Kydex inserts for these, which I will once I start carrying them, because I'm going to. But so I went back and was like, well, why can't I get this thing down in? And I opened up the back, and guess what? This was sitting in that pouch on the bottom of the back pouch on the bottom. And so it was sitting down there, and when I was trying to shove this in, the magazine couldn't push past it to get all the way to the bottom of the magazine pouch. It was blocking it. So what does that tell me? Well, what it tells me is that bulky things in the back, especially small bulky things, but anything that you put in the back pouches can impact your ability to put a magazine back into the pouch. And that's kind of a problem. All right. Again, I'm not tooting my own horn. I'm sure other people have noticed that as well, but I want to emphasize to anyone who's listening that this is why we put stuff on and we practice with it, because I wouldn't have known that if I hadn't been doing this. And it's never been a problem this equipment is not super clean, right? This paint and stuff is starting to wear. That's because I've been wearing it and doing stuff with it. I wouldn't have noticed, and it just happened to, right? I'd rather just happen to notice it right now than to just happen to notice it during some more serious use. Okay, off that soapbox. So, to that end, my point is that, I don't love how this sits. I said I love it, but I don't. I don't love how it sits. I do feel like it sticks off of my chest. It's not hugely bulky, but it's more than I'm used to. I don't like when I open it up. I can see down here fine, but I can't really see this pouch here, the front side, obviously. If I wore this a little bit higher, more like a chest rig, so that it set right on my pecs, on my chest, then that would probably work better. But I don't. I wear it down on my belly. Not all the way on my belly, but you know what I mean. It rides lower. So I don't really know if that is something that I'm going to do long term. I do think that the utility of a pouch here is worthwhile. There's no question to that of that in my mind. It's absolutely worth it. But if this is whether or not this is the right pouch, that I don't know. For now, it's the one I've got. Yeah, so that's some, I guess, first offhand thoughts about this pouch. I do like that it gave me a good place to put that tourniquet. I like the thought they put into the zippers. This isn't the only brand that I've seen, nor is it the cheapest brand that I've seen that uses these little rubber things, whatever this is, going over the 550 cord. I would have liked to see the 550 cord not just burned like this, but actually smashed. That would prevent it from potentially becoming loose, which I can loosen with my fingers. I actually pulled it out as far as it is right now. I'm going to melt that here in just a second so that doesn't happen. All in all, it's a decent solution to what I wanted. I don't know if I'll keep it here. If this tap had an attachment, where I had a chest placard right here, I could wear this. I really wear it about the place, like about the height where I would have worn a rack. If you guys have ever heard of or used the old Ranger Assault carry kit, when you had the bib flipped up, the bib would sit about on your chest, and then the bottom part would kind of be down around your stomach. That's kind of about the height that I wear this at. And I believe that there's someone on Reddit was telling me that was initially made by Blackhawk, and I know that that design found its way into some other more modern LBEs, maybe the MAV. I don't know. I'm not that familiar with it. So that's kind of about the height that I wear this at. So those are some thoughts about this. I'll get it out and use it some more. I'll probably end up painting it, and then we'll see where it goes. I'm going to go back to watching the eclipse here. All right, everyone. Thanks.